Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Black Ops 7, of course, has been officially revealed as a surprise drop via the Xbox Game Showcase at Summer Games Fest. The full trailer on YouTube has been going crazy in terms of views. In under 24 hours, it amassed over 20 million views. It was like top on gaming trending, top on YouTube trending, and of course, the reactions to it are all over the place. And today, I wanted to sort of detail that a little bit more. Not really something I've done before, but I wanted to try and switch things up a little bit here and sort of break down the internet's reaction to Black Ops 7, because I've seen some pretty crazy things already, specifically in the YouTube comments. As we all know, a completely ordinary and tame place for sure, but there's a few things that are very common with the general community consensus. Obviously, every single time Call of Duty gets announced, there's a billion different memes and reactions to it because it's Call of Duty. It has the connotations of, you know, new COD every single year, no matter what. How much of it's actually going to change is just rinse and repeat. New operator, new guns, bam, new Call of Duty. Those are all the ingredients. But like I said, the trailer itself has been going crazy. At the time that I'm recording this, 20 hours after it's posted, 21 million views on display here, and just under 100,000 likes. Now, I know a lot of dislike extensions out there are also there. I'm sure this video's got tons of them. The extensions, from what I've seen, being able to look at my own channel's dislikes and then comparing to the extensions, they're not always super accurate for what it's worth. But with this, 99,000 likes is something I want to take note of as we go throughout and read some of the reactions to this trailer. So quite literally, the first thing you see, if you were to look at the comments and the general reactions to this, which by the way, this video has 20,000 comments already, which is pretty crazy. 100,000 likes, 20,000 comments is a pretty wild ratio. Outside of Call of Duty's pinned message, the first thing you see is Black Ops 6 came out like a minute ago, bro, with almost 40,000 likes on just this one comment. That's why originally I was reading through the comments and I was like, wait a second, these are getting an insane amount of support and thumbs up. I almost wonder if like all of them are like this. So I sort of stopped reading a little way through though, but absolutely insane that this has almost 40,000 likes when the video itself is just under 100,000 likes. Again, an insane ratio there of comment likes to video likes. And clearly, like, this is a very common, you know, thought here. Black Ops 6 came out like a minute ago, bro. It's June, obviously. Black Ops 6 came out, what, early November, late October? I can't remember the exact release date, but either way, every single fall, there's a new Call of Duty. This is not necessarily surprising, because we know that every single year, every single fall, it's the same cycle. COD drops, it's hype for 1 to 2 months, the seasons start, and then things either have really cool post-launch content like Modern Warfare 3, or it becomes a roller coaster where one season the game feels great and the next it's a mess, and then they fix things and it feels great and it's a mess again, right? Constant roller coaster. We've experienced all of it this year with Black Ops 6. But the fact that this has so much support on it, almost 40,000 likes, to me says that the community is almost, you know, bored of this. Every single year there's a new COD. We had a lot of rumors for some time that we were going to start to see bi-yearly releases, where every other year we'd see a Call of Duty title. That originally was a rumor that started with Modern Warfare 2022, and to this day Call of Duty claims the plan was to always have Modern Warfare 3 follow it up. I think a lot of people assume that that was a reaction to Modern Warfare 2 just plummeting after launch because people didn't like the game, and that's why Modern Warfare 3 was a complete inverse and was actually able to sustain players throughout the entire year, right? So I think that's very apparent that the community is kind of over the yearly releases, and to the point where they hope Call of Duty realizes they don't need to have them if they have a complete and polished and, you know, working and functioning game there. The next comment we have, Black Ops 8 coming out during Black Ops 7's beta, and the one that follows this up right away, can't wait for Black Ops 27 next week. Here's the thing with this sort of reaction, which again, 16,000 likes, 16,000 likes, 32,000 across these two comments that are kind of saying the same message here. Maybe it's just because namesake at this point, they want to keep consistent with the Black Ops series, so they just keep stacking numbers. What it does here is almost turn it into the iPhone situation, where we have so many iPhones now. It's like, yeah, the iPhone 16 just dropped, but I've got an iPhone 14, and the 15 wasn't that different from it, and the 16's not that different from the 15, so I probably don't need to get this. Or it's like, okay, I bought the iPhone 16, I'm probably not going to need one for, you know, the 17 or the 18, right? Now we're in the situation where maybe Modern Warfare is looked at a little bit differently here, because they've only ever gone to Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3, and then just reset with Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3 instead of having Modern Warfare 6 or something, right? Black Ops, because they keep stacking Black Ops 1, 2, 3, 4, Cold War, 6, 7, it starts to feel like they're just spamming them rather than making, you know, a quality product that is different from the other ones. And so I think that's sort of a sentiment as well. People are sort of bored of seeing Black Ops spam, Black Ops spam. It doesn't help that these are back-to-back titles. Again, maybe the perception's a little bit different if Black Ops 7 is a game that happens in 2028 or something, or 2027, right? Some more comments with an absurd amount of likes, 10,000 and 26,000. It looks dark and gritty now, which that trailer looked crazy. The mind-bending elements of it where we're in upside-down crates completely covered by, you know, random goo that looks like we're straight up in the upside down out of Stranger Things. It looks dark and gritty now, but 1 month after launch, everyone's gonna be rocking a unicorn anime or animal skin cosmetic. For what it's worth, we did also see some rumors a little while back saying that Call of Duty is starting to be more self-aware with how stupid their game looks at times with some of the ridiculous crossovers and stuff. So far in Black Ops 6, that reaction has not been applied. It's probably because bundles and cosmetics are done like months and months in advance. You know, so much is done at the start of the year, then it just releases throughout the year, right? So maybe that reaction hasn't quite caught up to them. But this is a large sentiment now that we've really gone away from a lot of the core Call of Duty stuff, the mil-sim stuff. And to be fair, Call of Duty is not like a true mil-sim shooter. It's an arcade shooter. It can take itself less seriously, but it's also kind of crazy some of the things that they've gone and done in game where it's like, yeah, we didn't need that necessarily. To be fair, you don't have to buy any of it, but it still is plastered everywhere. And then also, quantity over quality, which I think is maybe one of the biggest reactions and complaints with Call of Duty, where, like we were talking about earlier, Black Ops 27, every single year having one isn't necessary. To Microsoft, yes, they've got to recoup all that billions and billions that they've spent acquiring Activision Blizzard King. They're making a cut every single year. Activision wants that because they know it's a free $1 billion every November to December when a new game launches, and they can sell it for $60, $70, $80, $90, $100 and be the #1 selling game for the next month, every single month, until GTA 6 drops. But this constant quantity might come at the cost of quality, where the games do launch in an incredibly buggy state, or as soon as the seasons start rolling out, things break left, right, and center because they weren't there on the live version of the game day one, and so they react differently. COD HQ impacting it, however it ends up working out, right? It's a very, 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 you know, prominent sentiment with the community. They're over the yearly releases because the quantity is overwhelming the quality. This one, I mean, I kind of just addressed it, but the bills can't be that high. On the contrary, Microsoft has a $60-some billion bill because they just bought Activision. This is another one that's got a good amount of likes. The 20,000 reported hackers are going to have so much fun. This has been a big thing from my comments. It seems like the general sentiment everywhere. Yeah, cool. The game might look fun. You might be into the narrative. Personally, I'm very excited to see where this story goes because I love the Black Ops 2 story. So I'm personally excited for that. And like that, to me, that trailer to me gave me a lot of promise for what I want out of the campaign and stuff. Like, I think that's very cool, but obviously separating what the trailer was from the state of COD here, that trailer was very much so narrative based, story based. It's not giving us anything really on multiplayer, zombies, Warzone, anything else but the lore of the game and the title of the game. But when it drops and it has multiplayer and Warzone and zombies, unless things change drastically, the same cheating situation we have now that we had last year, that we had the year before, still gonna be there as well. And that is a huge deterrent for a ton of players. You can see almost 4,500 likes on this. Now, that doesn't mean every person's not gonna buy the game because there's gonna be hackers on it by any means. But it's very apparent that no one has any faith in the anti-cheat. And considering we're not seeing a drastic engine shift or a revamp of the COD HQ, at least it's been announced or known yet, you can't really expect much to change in that way. We can hope they will, but as far as expectations go, we have to temper them because there's no trust in the anti-cheat. I'm not gonna lie, I'm scrolling and this guy literally commented exactly what I said earlier. Starts to feel like iPhones. Each one gets more pointless. That's insane. Then these last two I want to look at here. Can't wait to download 600 gigs for 2 new maps, 3 weapons, 40 minutes of campaign. Obviously exaggerating there a little bit, but what is not a huge exaggeration is the download sizes. With the COD HQ needing to have certain base things installed, even if you're not playing multiplayer or Warzone, vice versa there, having to have core things installed increases the size of the game. You can obviously choose to uninstall elements of it, but it's also the situation of, okay, maybe you're not a fan of Black Ops 7, you're just going to stick with Black Ops 6, you're sticking with Modern Warfare 3 or whatever, but thanks to the lovely Call of Duty HQ, you're constantly going to get updates for Black Ops 7 on the HQ title regardless. So even if you're not playing BO7, you're starting to get interrupted with huge downloads and updates that won't even impact you, unfortunately. So COD HQ needs to go. I actually have a whole upcoming video talking about how much of a mess the COD HQ is that I'll post eventually. But yeah, shared sentiment as well. Then also Black Ops 6's corpse ain't even cold yet, bro. Again, talking about how, man, it just feels like they're spamming COD. So regardless of how you feel about the trailer, whether you liked or disliked it, it seems like a lot of the reaction to it is less about the specifics mostly and more about the fact of Call of Duty as a whole just seems like it's in a very spammy and weird state. And whether or not this was Black Ops 7 or Black Ops 12 or Modern Warfare or Ghost 2 or whatever, this back-to-back-to-back cycle really seems to be catching up with players quick, especially as of late. Maybe seeing the quality diminish over the years, going from, hey, Modern Warfare 2019 Warzone 1 being such a peak to things being a little bit messy with Cold War, and we know there were development problems there. Then Vanguard really missing the mark because it was another World War II title. And then Modern Warfare 2 having so much hype, and then really missing the mark with gameplay designs. But then Modern Warfare 3 being, you know, almost implied as a DLC, but then being better, but it didn't really have the traction to begin with, so it didn't have the chance to really take off. And then Black Ops 6 being promoted as this 4-year dev title, craziest experience yet, solid at launch, but then immediately fell down, you know, once the season started. This cycle really feels like it's been very loud in terms of the mistakes and the quality issues, if you will, and that's the main takeaway going into a new COD, which is unfortunate, I think, for Call of Duty, that's the perception. It's less people talking about how, oh, this trailer looks crazy with Menendez and Mason in it, or wait, why are we upside down in like these super dark, almost space-looking places? Why are there cities turning sideways? You know, it's more about, oh, what's that? Check the watch. Oh, time for a new COD to drop, right? So interesting reactions, I think, for sure, from the place where the most reactions are, I guess, for the Black Ops 7 announcement. Like I said, really what I got out of that trailer is more lore than anything. We'll see in the coming months how things evolve. Obviously, full reveal, they said, is coming this summer. So multiplayer, Warzone, zombies, all of that stuff, the full synopsis of the game, if you will, with campaign-based details will be coming as well. I'll probably break down like the full expected reveal timeline for things here in the coming days. But for now, the internet doesn't seem too pleased with Black Ops 7. So curious to get your guys' thoughts down in the comments below. Do you guys agree with a lot of what we highlighted in this video? Are you on the other end where you're like, hey, it looks cool to me, I'm interested? Curious to know what you guys think. If you guys enjoyed the video, of course, be sure to drop a like on it. And if you're new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications so you can always guarantee you're up to date with everything going on in COD. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.